and you're watching the News Hour with Arnab Goswami.
Now what's unclear is whether he was trying to be clever, conceited or just himself, but Farooq Abdullah's howler outside Parliament this morning has revealed more than just his mindset. Not only has the top union minister joined the list of sexist netas, his grudging defense attacking the media has exposed how easy it is for top ministers to blame the media for each of their howlers.
Union Minister Farooq Abdullah's thoughts when asked about the scandal involving former Supreme Court Judge Justice A.K. Ganguly facing sexual harassment allegations.
यार आजकल तो डर लग गया है लड़की से बात करने का। अब तो ये हालत हो गई है, बल्कि हम तो समझते हैं कि हमने किसी ने भी सेक्रेटरी नहीं रखना है अब लड़की, ये खुदा ना खास्ता कहीं ऐसी शिकायत ना हो जाए कि हम ही जेल पहुंच जाए। हालत ऐसी हो गई है।
The new and renewable energy minister's sexist remark sparking a huge political fire from across the political spectrum.
जहां हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि महिलाओं के लिए जगहें सरकारी नौकरियों में भी सुरक्षित की जाएं, तो ये कहना तो मैं उनसे उम्मीद नहीं करती हूँ, ना मुझे मालूम उन्होंने क्या कहा है।
Senior political leader should at least understand that this is a very sensitive issue and should not give any kind of an indication that if women speak for their rights at the workplace, then that is a sign of danger for men and their rights.
As the outrage following his rant got bigger, Farooq Abdullah's son and Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah trying hard to jump to his father's defense. But that was useless.
यार आजकल तो डर लग गया है लड़की से बात करने का। अब तो ये हालत हो गई है, बल्कि हम तो समझते हैं कि हमने किसी ने भी सेक्रेटरी नहीं रखना है अब लड़की, ये खुदा ना खास्ता कहीं ऐसी शिकायत ना हो जाए कि हम ही जेल पहुंच जाए। I apologize if there is something that you feel that something has been said which I didn't mean.
The efforts of the increasingly isolated Farooq Abdullah to douse the fire in a few minutes was rendered ineffective, as the minister chose to respond with an aggressive and an arrogant approach.
Are you continuing with that particular step?
अरे यार काय को मुझको फंसा रहे हो? तुम्हारा मीडिया और तो कुछ कर नहीं सकता है। कभी तो मोदी को पकड़ लेते हो, कभी किसी चीज को पकड़ लेते हो। अब क्या औरतों को ही पकड़ना है तुम लोगों ने? सारे मर्दों को तुम जेल भेज दो सीधा।
Abdullah's grudging apology and attack on the media inviting further criticism.
What nonsense. It is nothing. See, men must know how to behave with women. He must know the boundaries. Where is the Lakshman Rekha?
At a time when there is a debate across the nation over safety and security for women in workplaces, following two high-profile cases, these comments by the minister leaving a lot to be desired by those at the heart of power.
I don't think it is just Farooq Saab. I think he is probably speaking for what a lot of men are feeling. The male population of this country has been thinking that it's so normal and so common and not even worth giving a thought to, but has actually been targeting those millions of women. So the only people who need to worry about it are those who have a bad mindset towards women and who have wrong thoughts. They really need to worry.
Farooq Abdullah now joins the list of politicians who chose to make insensitive comments about women and their struggles.
तमाम बड़े बड़े अधिकारी अपने यहाँ महिला पीए नहीं रखना चाह रहे हैं, महिला असिस्टेंट नहीं रखना चाह रहे हैं। हर एक को डर हो गया, पता नहीं कब किसके ऊपर कौन सा आरोप लग जाएगा। हम लोगों ने उसी समय कहा था जब लाया जा रहा। अब देखिए धीरे धीरे क्या प्रक्रिया आती है।
And by blaming all and sundry and not addressing the fundamental issue, are our political leaders exposing a very dangerous mindset? Bureau Report, Times Now.
अब क्या औरतों को ही पकड़ना है तुम लोगों ने? सारे मर्दों को तुम जेल भेज दो सीधा।
On the News Hour tonight, what's worse, Farooq Abdullah's sexist comment or his outburst saying send all men to jail?
You're watching the first News Hour debate on Times Now Super Prime Time.
Now, if he was trying to be funny, it's a pathetic attempt at being funny. It's an unthought attempt at being funny, but he had a half smile throughout when he was saying that, which actually reflects, his whole attitude, doesn't it? Mohandas Pai, it reflects his attitude. Let's have an open debate on this tonight. I'm throwing this up to an open debate so that everybody can go into the debate right at the start. We won't have introductory rounds. We have a very big panel. So that's Shobha Oza of the Congress, Subramaniam Swamy of the BJP, Rahul Ishwar, social activist, and Bhukkal Nawab. I think all four of them are on the side where they believe that Farooq Abdullah said nothing wrong or nothing considerably wrong. On the other hand, we have well, I don't know why you're laughing. On the other side, we have Kavita Krishnan of the All India Progressive Women's Association and Mohandas Pai, of who's former director HR at Infosys. And we have, interestingly, Kumar Jagirdar, who's here from Bangalore, is president of an organization I did not know about. It's called Harassed Husbands. We'll come to you in a bit, but I'd like to put the first question to Kavita Krishnan. That half smile which he had throughout his face while he was making those obnoxious remarks, Kavita Krishnan, does reveal a lot. Ranjana Kumari joining the panel. I can see her as well on the screen. Ranjana Kumari, good evening. Yes, I can see you there. Welcome. I cannot forget your presence.
I'm sitting in this very cold weather outside.
So let me start off with you, Ranjana Kumari. You know, what do you think it reflects? I want your and Kavita Krishnan's perspective first. You know, these remarks which he made out here, that you cannot trust women, he says. He basically says you cannot trust women. I won't hire a woman as a secretary. Women are therefore untrustworthy. And B, he says there should be some kind of a media blackout. That's what he's suggesting on the focus on stories about women. 1 second, Rahul Ishwar. Let's hear it from Ranjana Kumari and Kavita Krishnan. Kavita Krishnan, to you first. Yeah.
I don't take these kind of statements lightly at all.
Yeah.
And in my mind, these are, be it Farooq Abdullah, be it so many other sexist politicians or judges or whoever is making these remarks. I think this is something we should take very, very seriously, because this is an attempt to organize a patriarchal backlash.
Yeah.
It's an attempt to intimidate women, threaten them, and tell them that if you dare make a sexual harassment complaint, then you won't get a job. You won't be employed. Remember that. And this is the reason why women, people keep asking, why do women delay in making a complaint? Why did this law intern delay for so many months? The answer is in front of us. Because she knows that if she wants to remain in a certain profession, that profession and the powerful men who control it are likely to gang up against her and tell her that we won't employ you because you did this kind of thing. I'm not saying all men are like that. I'm not saying all male employers are like that. But I'm trying to say that this is an attempt to create that. There's another thing I'd like to point out about Farooq Abdullah's remark. He says something about baat karne mein dar lagta hai. So he's trying to actually encourage sexual harassment by telling the people who do it that there's no difference. Sexual harassment is normal baat karna. It's normal talk. And in saying so, he's actually violating the law. He's violating the Vishakha guidelines. He's violating the newly passed Sexual Harassment Act. And he's of course violating the Constitution of India.
Yeah, so it's basically, you want the point being made here in her opening remarks. We'll let Ranjana Kumari next, and then open Shobha Oza after Ranjana Kumari, because she's sitting there outside. She already said it's pretty cold, and I believe it is. The question here is this, that don't try and camouflage what Farooq Abdullah has said by saying you're making too much of a big deal of it. I know that's going to be the typical sexist, chauvinistic response from some people tonight. I still hope they will not make such a response, but it's not making a big deal. He's supposed to be a well-informed person. He's a minister. He knows that every year there's a 10% rise in the number of crimes against women, and women are coming out more and more and registering their complaints. This is an organized attempt, says Kavita Krishnan, to suppress those voices, to intimidate those voices in the garb of making a loose comment. Ranjana Kumari, and then we are opening it up. Yes.
Well, Arnab, this speaks volumes about the mindset most of the politicians suffer in this country from. Because they think if women are around, they should be available, they should be accessible, and they can be sexually exploited. And somehow the assumption in his whole statement is that if you are working with a man, then you please, this is the whole package, that if you work, he says men can't keep a secretary, I'm scared of talking. So indirectly saying that, we will not employ women. Either you surrender in a job, you be ready for any kind of sexual overtones and exploitation, or you will not get this job. So, and also he says, put all the men behind the bar. Let me tell him that there are men in this society and on this planet, fortunately, who would know how to behave with a woman co-worker, who would know how to respect the dignity of a woman. I think coming from Farooq Abdullah, a senior man like him, a politician, also a minister who has taken oath on the Constitution of India to respect the dignity, I think he doesn't deserve to be a parliament member. He thinks, by that kind of a very sarcastic smile, he is trying to convey to the people that I'm feeling, I apologize. That's what I heard from somebody. Is this an apology or is this a kind of sniding remark?
I think what's happening here, and now I'm going to go to open debate, so anyone who wants to rebut either Ranjana or Kavita who has opened the debate can take it. Let's take a voice to disagree with both of them. Now what Farooq Abdullah in my view is trying to say is, don't put stories of rape on the front page. Yes, you want to have the first response, Rahul Ishwar, you will, so let you hear my assessment also. You can disagree with me as well, because I don't believe in these grey areas on this, where it's right or wrong, black or white, we must take a position. So what he's saying is, don't put stories about rape in the front page, bury it like the good old days in page 11. No, one second, Rahul.
But having said that,
Rahul, 1 minute, let me give you my assessment first of what Farooq Abdullah is trying to say. What his son thinks, what his son Omar Abdullah most unfortunately, regrettably calls, what is it? He says, misplaced attempt at humor. What he's trying to say is, take back the stories of rape, put them in page 11, 12 single column. Don't hype it, never make it the first headline. Don't focus on crimes against women. We want to go back to the good old days when a little bit of, sexually abusive behavior was considered okay and part of normal life, and women didn't make too much of a big deal of it. That's what he seems to be saying, right? So your take, Rahul Ishwar. Yeah. And then we open debate. Anyone can come in after that. Yeah, Rahul.
Arnabji, I don't have any personal with Farooq Abdullah, but having said that, see, there is an indirect implication from many women activists that all women are Sita and all men are Ravan.
What?
And at least a section of media is trying to position itself as Sri Ramachandra, who is trying to save the Sita. As a
what are you saying?
See, I totally agree, all women should be respected. But
what are you saying out here?
Can we deny?
What are you saying out here? You begin your...
been heavily biased against women, heavily biased against man.
What heavily biased against man? What is this Ram-Sita comparison? I mean, I am simply talking here about a mindset which is uncomfortable with a greater...
Even Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
So, even Chief Justice of the Supreme Court what?
Even Chief Justice of the Supreme Court has many a times mentioned many laws are being misused against man. We hardly see any media taking up such issues. Nobody agrees with Farooq Abdullah. But having said that, it is making mountain out of a molehill and trying to score brownie points. Women activists and a section of media using these occasions to score brownie points and say crucify Farooq Abdullah for this. He withdrew his remarks. I believe that's the end of it. You should not further pursue his case.
Just one point I'd like to make to you, Rahul. I'd just like to tell you, Rahul, that actually the world isn't the Shabarimala temple, out of which you can keep people, the way you've been used to doing. I understand your problem, that's the way you've been brought up. But unfortunately, the world doesn't remain that way, where you can say, I get to be God, I get to keep women out, and I can tell women that either you suffer sexual harassment in silence or I won't let you in.
Arnab, actually it's the image of Sita
had I said something of his mouth, they would have tried it's a personal attack on a woman. Had I even made a personal remark, they would have said it is all anti-woman. See, they are overdoing it. They are being too touchy. They are being too edgy
about a good old sexist tradition.
No, what touchy about what?
That. We all have sexist traditions. They're there in all religions. You come from a good old sexist tradition, but unfortunately you're trying to impose it in modern India.
We're getting Shobha Ozain. It's open debate round. Subramaniam Swamy is restraining himself. He's listening to everyone. Maybe he'll come in at the end. We have the president of the Harris Husbands group from Bangalore, but before that, Shobha Ozain. Yeah. Coming to you, everyone. I'm going to come to everyone. I promised 15 to 20 callers tonight. Shobha Ozain.
Whatever my predecessor, my predecessor said, I heard that not all women are Sitas and not all men are Ram and Ravana and all everything he came out with. But didn't Sita also have to prove, didn't she also go through harassment? So that exactly proves the mindset of men. So when he speaks about Sita, in this society, we all are Sitas who have to time and again prove. Despite the harassment, despite assaults, they have to stand up and prove that they are innocent.
So Farooq Abdullah, we began by saying Shobha Ozain, we began by saying, please, the thing is, it's not a WhatsApp. Shobha Ozain, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. No, 1 minute. You don't change the hat you're wearing. You're either wearing a politician hat, Congress spokesperson hat, or a woman activist hat. You are wearing the Congress spokesperson hat. I only want you to support what I said at the beginning of the program. That out of 1 minute, 10 seconds please.
I'm coming.
10 seconds please. I'm saying out of shame, embarrassment, Farooq Abdullah should resign voluntarily in the next 24 hours. Do you support that? Simply.
See, what Farooq Abdullah said is totally insensitive and
but he can continue.
Irresponsible for a person of his position to say that.
Yeah, but it's continue. It's all right. He can continue.
Because like times have come when now the Indian men have to accept women as equals.
Well,
we don't want to be deities.
Clearly Farooq Abdullah doesn't. The president of the Harris Husbands group from Bangalore, Kumar Jagidar, is next. Yes, Mr. Jagidar.
Yeah, see, whatever the fear, the apprehension, I am interacting with so many men who are in high post. Everybody has got a problem that, anytime their juniors or, their staff will put some case, and this is going to be the problem. It will, decrease the productivity in our country. Please understand that men also got their problems. Why can't we make this law gender neutral? How is that a woman's word is taken as gospel truth, and men are perpetrators of all this crime and women are always the victims? It is not so. 88% of the dowry cases are turning out to be false cases. Please understand that. Even when there is corruption and the crime women can do, why can't they do these false cases also? So we should not come to conclusions like this that
but then Farooq Abdullah, Farooq Abdullah should stop being a hypocrite. One second. One second. On the one side, on the one side, let me ask. One second. Let's get Mohandas Pai, then Subramaniam Swamy will have the last word. I'm saying tonight that Farooq Abdullah should then, in that case, Farooq Abdullah should also stand against Women's Representation Bill in Parliament. You don't trust women to be a secretary in your office. No, 1 second. 1 second. You say that if I have a woman secretary, she's going to file a case against me. In other words, you have made an obnoxious comment that women cannot be trusted. Women are liars. Women are waiting there to misuse the law. And women are placing men at a disadvantaged position in society. I'm sure Subramaniam Swamy is going to change his position in 2 minutes from where it started. But then you stop the women from being represented 33% in Parliament, right? Mohandas Pai?
Yeah, you can't stop. I think Farooq Abdullah made a statement in a mindset that is no longer acceptable in a society. That's the mindset men have grown up with. Now you have to change, because it's not an acceptable solution. The law is very, very clear. I think people like Farooq Abdullah require an education and training. I think many members of parliament require education and training as to what is the new law, how they have to treat women, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable behavior. So I think he's reflecting a mindset that exists among a large part of society. It's good it comes out, it's good he makes a statement, it's good we all stand up and condemn so that people understand very clearly that this is not acceptable. Times have changed, the laws have changed. You must respect a woman as a full human being and as an equal.
Subramaniam Swamy.
Well, first of all, I think you qualify to be an American cowboy because you shoot first and ask questions afterwards. And so what I would like to say is that if we are talking about Farooq Abdullah, I would say that one of the most sinister undercurrent in what he said is that it's a kind of a warning to women that if you are going to do like this, then it's better not to employ you. Now that's a reason why I think Farooq should come out in the open and make an unconditional apology, not say that if I've hurt somebody.
But he's revealed his mindset.
This is not a joking matter. This is not a joking matter, and I think we have to accept. We know all the situation. We know that people can be set up to do things, but those who lead a life.
What do you mean? Who are you talking about? Are you bringing the old guns?
They are the most.
No. 1 second. Subramaniam Swamy, you're disquiet. You're disquiet tonight. You're disquiet. No, 1 minute, sir. With respect, you're disquiet tonight is over the fact. You're disquiet tonight is over the fact that 4 days back on the news hour. 4 days back on the news hour, when I said that you have.
What did I say?
4 days back on the news hour, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, when you were on this program, you made certain observations about the possibility of Justice Ganguly being framed. And let me be clear, that this is one of the reasons we have this right on top this debate today. You said there's a possibility of Ganguly being framed.
Well,
the Supreme Court panel has since found prima facie a case against him. First of all, I request you to consider taking back your comments of 3 days back.
If you want a discussion, on whether Mr. Ganguly was being framed or not, you have a separate discussion. Today you call me for Farooq Abdullah.
But you made the same point.
I have a right to speak about what he said.
But you made the same point.
Now I did not make the same point. I only told you that the Supreme Court committee has not given an opinion yet, and we don't know what has happened. We do think there are certain circumstances which we are to investigate.
Sir, may I say this? May I say this, that my reporters inform me that the context of Farooq Abdullah's comment was when he was asked about what was happening in the case of the Supreme Court judge, the former Supreme Court judge. It was in that context which he said, I am afraid to talk about women. The situation has been reduced to this. He goes on to say, we are worried about hiring a secretary now.
I am not concerned about the fear of Mr. Farooq Abdullah about women. I am concerned about the implicit message that is going out, that if you do not comply, I think it's safer not to employ you. A lot of women have to go for employment because it is required for their living, it is required for their family upkeep. And now if they are going to be faced with a climate where it's dangerous to employ women, because you might be framed in it, then I think it's a very bad message.
What is worrying?
That doesn't mean that somebody cannot be framed. I know that some people can be framed.
We are again going on to the frame thing. We are going on to the frame thing. Again, it is your indirect attempt at fighting the case for Justice Ganguly, which, by the way, with respect, Subramaniam Swamy, your position has been proven wrong by the panel of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. So you may want to reconsider your position on that, but Kavita Krishnan,
you are no Daniel come to judgment. Let me tell you that.
Who's coming to judgment?
Daniel come to judgment. I have told you from beginning, you cannot hold Mr. Ganguly responsible on the basis of a single accusation.
Well, Mr. Ganguly has been held responsible not by me or by you, but Mr. Ganguly.
You are habituated to giving your opinion. You may be the most opinionated person in this country, but that doesn't excuse you.
Sir, I am saying, no, 1 second. First of all, the most opinionated person in the country is Farooq Abdullah. Farooq Abdullah, who has cast all men as hapless victims and victims of all women as scheming individuals who have accusatory ways to target innocent men. So I think the most opinionated person in the country today is Farooq Abdullah. Now Kavita Krishnan responding to you, and I'm going to go to the Samajwadi Party.
I think there is a competition. There is a competition between you and Farooq Abdullah on opinionated.
Kavita Krishnan, please.
See, my point is that, of course, it's very easy for somebody from the BJP to respond to something Mr. Swamy
said. Well, you are a Naxalite, you are a Marxist-Leninist. You can have opinions about BJP which are worthless. You give your opinion instead of telling what the BJP opinion is.
Listen to my opinion on the subject. You can badger me about my
don't talk about BJP because you are a Marxist-Leninist. You have no right to talk about BJP.
When it comes to sexist statements by the BJP has defended Mohan Bhagwat's statement that rapes happen to westernized women and not to Indianized women.
He did not say that.
No. He said exactly that.
This is a typical Marxist-Leninist approach
and what he has said, what Mr. Swamy, if you would stop badgering me, you'd get. My point is that when he defends Asaram, when a 16-year-old girl becomes part of a conspiracy, and there are big posters put up in various parts of the country.
Now you are widening the debate. You want a debate on Asaram, you have a separate debate.
That's exactly what I mean. When it comes to Farooq Abdullah, you have a different
rule. You Marxists believe in free sex. What do you say about that?
Yes, I do believe in everybody's freedom to have sexual encounters with whoever they please. And I take objection to your remark about promiscuity.
If you believe in free sex.
That's your problem, that you don't see the problem between the difference between rape and freedom.
Marxist-Leninists believe in free sex.
Yes, I do. We raised the slogan last December, of women's freedom to live their lives freely, to have relationships with who they please, to not have khap panchayats backed by the BJP that tell women who they can marry and who not to marry. Well, the BJP joined hands with khap panchayats in Muzaffarnagar in order to talk about protecting women, the same khap panchayats which are killing women who are having consensual relationships. So of course you don't realize the difference
the tolerance level.
That consensual relations
I understand that.
Okay, open it up to debate, please. Let's get everyone into the debate. debate. No, 1 second. Between Kavita Krishnan, between Kavita Krishnan, between Kavita Krishnan and between 1 second, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, between Kavita Krishnan and Subramaniam Swamy, others want to come in. Ranjana Kumari first. Ranjana Kumari, Mr. Bukkal Nawa, I'm coming to you. Ranjana Kumari, yes, please.
I think, Arnab, we have to understand that this is the male mindset in a patriarchal system. Giving it any political label is not going to help. We have to understand that this is how patriarchy responds to women. So it could be any color of patriarchy. I don't understand why we should give it any kind of color. This is what Farooq Abdullah thinks, that women can be planted. This is what Mr. Subramaniam Swamy thinks, that women can be used against men. They can be planted to behave the way they are behaving. So I think this is the mindset which is coming out from every corner. Mr. Swamy, why you agree and you condemn Mr. Farooq Abdullah, but you are saying that women are, no, you said that women can be used. Women can, maybe women are the ones who are.
I didn't say all women are planted.
No, but you did say that.
Depending on convenience, political convenience.
You did say that.
You decide who's
planted.
Well, of course, I have to go by investigation.
You don't go by
Marxist-Leninists don't believe in rule of law. Democracy,
that women are wrong.
You decide.
You start with the assumption that women are using.
That's interesting how you behave exactly
like control. That women are using.
Who doesn't go by logic and reason.
Yeah, your logic I cannot go by.
Okay, let's get others into the debate. The question here is tonight.
No, Mr. Swamy.
The question here is tonight.
Mr. Swamy,
you think
women are using sexual harassment as a ploy or are blaming men.
I did not say women are using. Don't
twist it. They are not speaking out.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, this is the usual.
And you are an Asaram defender of the rapist Asaram, and you try to talk about women's rights here. You are the fit companion for Mr. Abdullah. You're the fit companion for Mr. Abdullah.
The amount of rape that goes on with Marxists and Maoists in the jungles of India, you don't talk about those.
Now, 1 second, please.
Everybody
the question
knows
here is tonight.
Can see
the question here is tonight. I don't understand. By the way, Mr. Swamy, I know Dr. Swamy about your strong ideological positions, but this is not a discussion on Marxist-Leninism. With respect, it is a discussion.
Exactly.
No. 1 second. 1 minute.
You widened it.
1 second.
On your opinionated approach to problems.
Thank you very much. I'd like to tell you, many people think that the CPIM is a Leninist party. 1 second. The question here is, we are not discussing Leninism or Marxism.
Conduct a debate here.
The question here is, allow me.
Let's go back to the issue.
No, 1 second. Can I have a minute between all of you?
To the issue, please.
The question is this. Please allow me. Just can I have a ceasefire? 30 seconds.
Let's go back to the issue.
Question is this. Question is, there is a mindset. I said over the last 1 year, there are a lot of politicians, especially male politicians. Let's go to Bukkal Nawab, for example, a Samajwadi Party. Male politicians who are increasingly unhappy with what they see as the growing political awareness, political correctness in our society. What a lot of people, Mr. Bukkal Nawab, believe is the right thing to do. That for the first time, if a woman is aggrieved, if a woman has been raped, if a woman has been assaulted, then she will go out there and seek justice. Right? But Mr. Bukkal Nawab, people like from your party, Naresh Agarwal, Mulayam Singh Yadav, others, they routinely get away with the most sexist and unacceptable remarks. And when the media asks questions, you know what approach you have is, you basically tell the media, can you stop? Can you please shut up? Can you stop, report on something else? Why are you obsessed about reporting on women's issues? Am I right or wrong, Mr. Bukkal Nawab?
देखिए ऐसा है कि ये फारूक अब्दुल्ला के जो उनके मन में क्या चल रहा था, उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था, ये तो हम नहीं बता सकते कि किस तरीके से उन्होंने ऐसी बात कही है हमारी महिलाओं के बारे में, स्त्रियों के बारे में जो कहा है वो तो हमारे सर के ऊपर से जा रहा है। लेकिन हम ये जानते हैं कि हमारे ये भारतवर्ष है और भारतवर्ष के अंदर जो हम स्त्रियों पुरुषों से ज्यादा स्त्रियों को महत्व देते हैं।
आप हिस्ट्री के बारे में आप हिस्ट्री के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। मैं सुनिए बुक्कल नवाब जी, मैं हिस्ट्री के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं आज के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। कि नरेश अग्रवाल सेक्सिस्ट कमेंट करते हैं, मुलायम सिंह यादव बोलते हैं,
उनको निकालेंगे पार्टी से।
मुलायम सिंह यादव कहते हैं कि इफ द women's reservation bill is passed, then only wives and daughters of officers and businessmen will get elected. And he says they are the kind of women who get whistled at, जिन औरतों पे सीटी मारी जाती है। नहीं, you tell me. You tell me today. When Mulayam Singh Yadav says that the women who get whistled at, जिन पे सीटी मारी जाती है वो सिलेक्ट होंगे पार्लियामेंट में, ये एक्सपेक्टेशन है एक व्यक्ति से जो प्रधानमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं इस देश के। और जब मीडिया क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो मुलायम सिंह यादव, फारूक अब्दुल्ला, शरद यादव सब कहते हैं बहुत हो गया, बंद कीजिए मीडिया को। सच्चाई क्या है? सच्चाई है कि आप अनकंफर्टेबल हैं आज। ये जो नया डिस्कशन हो रहा है इसके साथ आप बहुत अनकंफर्टेबल है।
नहीं, अरे हम बिल्कुल प्रिपेयर है, हमें बिल्कुल तैयार है, हमें किसी तरह की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। हमारे हम जो है यहाँ के ऊपर जो भी वो कह रहे हैं, हमारे माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी कह रहे हैं, मुलायम सिंह यादव कह रहे हैं, तो वो मतलब कुछ सोच समझ के कह रहे हैं, दूरदृष्टि है उनकी।
ओके मिस्टर बुक्कल नवाब, नो आई डोंट एक्सेप्ट व्हाट यू आर सेइंग। No, I don't accept what you are saying, Mr. Bukkal Nawab. Kiran Bedi is joining the debate. Kiran Bedi, good evening. What do you make of what Farooq Abdullah said? Many hands going up right now. Kiran Bedi, what do you make of what Farooq Abdullah said?
Well, I'm quite aware that he's regretted it already. But before that, I would say such statements by men are made those who feel insecure themselves. When they're not sure of themselves, they feel threatened. I think they feel insecure. I think this is a feeling which many men are now suffering from because they're not sure of themselves. Earlier they took a lot of women for granted. Now they know they cannot take them for granted, and now they could be under a watch, under a searchlight. So I think such a statement can be made only by those people who feel insecure and not sure of themselves.
Yeah, the insecurity. Exactly, that's the basic point. Subramaniam Swamy, insecurity. Are men getting insecure? This comment.
I told you.
Yes.
I told you that the sinister part of Farooq Abdullah's humor is the message that he wants to put out, or it is maybe unwittingly out, but it is out, that if you want to get a job as a woman, you must learn not to make these charges. That's the worst part of what his humor is. This is not an issue on which there can be humor, nor there can be twisting of what somebody said, which you are in a habit of doing.
Well, why don't you speak?
But I also think it's not only fear here. It is what we are hearing and what Mr. Abdullah is saying shouldn't be mistaken as fear. I think it's a sense of entitlement, and it's an assertion of entitlement. It's an assertion by powerful men who are saying, we can control, we will do our best to control how women, on what terms women get to enter the job market and the world in general.
So it's basically,
and I think that this is not,
so it's basically,
just about workplaces.
So it's basically, Rahul Ishwar, you realize what's happening. It's basically an attempt to say
men are suffering in the society. All the laws are totally against men. Please understand that there is no law in favor of men. Men have nowhere to go. The suicide rates are going up. 66,000 married men are committing suicide. Why nobody talking about? Why media is not bringing a big story on the married men suicide?
How many men have suffered?
How many men are being burnt for dowry, by the way? How many men are being burnt for dowry?
The numbers.
How many men are being burnt for dowry? What are the
statistics? Understand, a huge majority of dowry cases are false cases. Our judiciary, our media narrative heavily biased towards women. It is okay to be pro-women, but don't be anti-man.
Why married men are committing suicide? Where is the debate on that? Just because somebody made a statement on women, so much discussion is going on.
And please understand, almost thrice the percentage of women who are committing suicide in marriage, men are committing suicide. Nobody is talking about such issues. So let us be pro-woman. That doesn't mean you have to be anti-man.
No, elaborate on that. Once, since you are claiming to speak on behalf,
it is going to
Mohandas
be very difficult.
Mohandas Pai, let's go. 1 second, please. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Arnabji, this is a very serious point.
Kiran Bedi, Mohandas Pai, and 1 second, please. Kiran Bedi, Mohandas Pai, and Rahul Ishwar, have my attention, please. Tonight, 1 minute. Rahul Ishwar has taken the responsibility of speaking for all Indian men, who he claims are harassed, who he claims are victims, greater victims of sexual harassment and violence than women, if not in equal measure. That's the basic crux of his argument. 1 second, Mohandas.
I think he's
Mohandas Pai, yeah.
Yeah, Arnab, I don't think he's speaking with facts, he's speaking with some conjecture. I think women are very oppressed in this country. Women are being burned for dowry. Women are being harassed in the workplaces. Women are being raped and there's no justice. And we have a society with a patriarchal mind. Let us accept it, let us change and give woman a due. Woman is an equal human being. She's got all the rights guaranteed in the Constitution and we cannot take it away. We have to give them, their rights are there. It's not that we are giving them the rights, rights exist. Just as we are born, we get our rights. I think it's totally wrong and he's making a very absurd statement.
No, first of all, let's begin by talking about our deep patriarchy and our chauvinism, because people like Rahul Ishwar, who claim to speak for a younger India, have got their facts completely wrong. You claim to be associated with a religious organization. You should know, Rahul Ishwar, that when a man becomes a widower in our society, he is not sent to Kashi. Okay? He is not sent away to Kashi. The orthodox laws in our society have not worked against men, they have worked against women. And Farooq Abdullah, no, please, the problem is that what you are trying to do and what Farooq Abdullah and others are trying to do is that you want a lid on all this. You've had enough of all this. You want all of this to go back, return to page 11, page 17, because somewhere you're uncomfortable about it. I'm asking you tonight, wherever you're watching, you ask yourself, and I know that there are a lot of men who are saying, well, Rahul Ishwar is right. The president of the Harris Husbands Group is right. This can all be potentially misused. The anti-dowry bill is misused, but is there is there dowry in our country or not? Is there dowry in our country or not? Are women sent to Kashi or not?
Over 8,000 women died last year of dowry.
So no, 1 second. I'm taking a caller.
A person of the stature of the Chief Justice of India, Supreme Court, has said this law has been used against man. It is not a layman. It is not a politician. It is a Supreme Court Chief Justice who says this.
Our first caller.
High Court has said.
I promised I'll take at least 10 calls tonight, and our first caller this evening.
But don't overdo it.
What is overdoing? Who determines what is overdoing? Nirbhaya is overdoing? When a woman in Lakhimpur, Rahul, you don't want to hear about it. The problem is you don't want to hear about it. You'll say keep quiet about it. It's no big deal. You would say you would be happier hearing about the Japanese emperor's visit to India, rather than a discussion on what happens in Lakhimpur, how a woman after being attacked has her eyes gouged out and she's thrown out there. She's a victim of all kinds of assault. You don't want to hear about it, because when the deep and uncomfortable truth about your society is put out there, you want to put a sheath on it.
We want to discuss.
You want to put a sheath on it. You don't want to discuss it, and you call that tradition. In that case, Rahul Ishwar, you go and reassess your tradition, because that's not your tradition. That's not our tradition. It may be your tradition. That orthodoxy, that hypocrisy is your tradition, Rahul Ishwar. It's not mine. I'm getting a first caller on the News Hour tonight. We from Kerala, from your state of Kerala, a first caller, Mr. Dinkar. Good evening, Mr. Dinkar. Go ahead.
Sir, my question is that what action will this government take against this Farooq Abdullah?
What action will the government take against Farooq Abdullah? Well, let's ask the Congress representative that. Dinkar.
This is a spineless government. Just for the sake of power, the politician nowadays, the tendency is that they make comment as they would like to make, and they get away with that.
Well, let's see if they get away with it. You see, Shobha Oza will answer you. Let's see if she gives you a straight answer. Mr. Dinkar from Kollam, stay on. Yes, Ms. Shobha Oza.
Yeah, Mr. Dinkar, it is if a representative of the people makes such irresponsible and unrational statements, it is for that person himself to decide upon.
That person himself? I don't understand.
He has already
that person. Kiran Bedi, you accept that? Kiran Bedi?
If he regrets.
Kiran Bedi, should that?
Wherein he is regretted.
No, 1 second.
People's Representation Act. And they must change People's Representation Act so that anybody making such sexist comment, misogynistic behavior,
we'll take one more caller.
Asked to leave their seat.
Our next
That's
caller.
the only way to deal with this issue.
Our next caller is KK Uppal. Thank you, Mr. Dinkar from Kollam, from Jammu. From Kollam, we go north to Jammu. Our next caller is KK Uppal from Jammu. Good evening, Mr. Uppal. Reduce the volume of your television set, otherwise I won't be able to hear you. Yeah.
Good evening, Adam. I have just to say that women in India are appointed as secretaries on the basis of their abilities. and we are not at the mercy of Farooq Abdullah.
Absolutely.
Who says that he is afraid of keeping women as sexy.
Absolutely. In fact, I think that, you know, to say that, I completely agree. Kiran Bedi, what do you think? Kiran Bedi, he has insulted professionals, you know. What he has done here today is tried to create those stereotypes and insult professionals. I think not just women secretaries across the entire country, but women professionals should be outraged at what Farooq Abdullah said.
Arnab, you speak as you think, and this is what happens in natural circumstances. And I agree, it's a loss of control. It's a loss of control over a whole gender which traditionally has been. In fact, have you ever heard women being told of the rights? Women have always been told of their duties. I think rights have gone always to the men, unfortunately, and women have always been told of their responsibilities. Responsibility to their brother, responsibility to the in-laws, responsibility to their home and the husband. This has been our cultural tradition. So therefore, when you find suddenly men speaking, some men, of course, they're brilliant exceptions. My father was a great exception, and many of my friends are very good exceptions. But the point is, sometimes you speak as you think, and when caught suddenly unaware, you speak as it is on your head. So I think there is a sense of loss of control, and there is a sense of insecurity as women are making more inroads by their own merit and by their own capability. We need to balance rights and responsibilities, men and women.
There are a lot of old-fashioned people who are saying today, why are you making such a big deal of it? I just want to ask you whether you think this country has changed, because when Botsa Narayana Rao, the Congress party, says that you need to stay indoors if you don't want to get raped. That's what he said after Nirbhaya. Nobody took any action against him. No, 1 second. Botsa Narayana Rao from your party, ma'am, I thought you would know, as the president of the Mahila Congress, that even today you should...
it was Mr. Kailash Vijaywargi from Madhya Pradesh.
No, don't tell me about Kailash. You answer about your party.
Women wear scant.
You answer about your party. Charity begins at home. What did you do? What did you do?
No, Arnab, I didn't. If he said that, he was really wrong and some action should have been taken.
No, first of all, there is no... No, first of all, there's no Agatha Christie mystery about whether he said it. He said it. Second, nothing was done to him. And third, Shobha Oza, you should say that I'll resign as president of the Mahila Congress now, having been told by Arnab on the news that he said this. I'll resign as president of the Mahila Congress unless this man is thrown out by Sonia Gandhi from my party. But the fact is that you will not say that, because even for you will compromise, because you realize that for all that you say about women's rights, at the end of the day your position is more important than taking a principal position against Mr. Rao.
Women's rights, and we stand for women's rights.
Oh, you should stand for women's rights. Then let me tell you what he said. He said about Nirbhaya. He said the woman should have thought twice about boarding a suspicious private bus that night. Though the incident was condemnable, she should have behaved keeping in mind the situation. And just because India has achieved freedom at midnight does not mean women can venture out after dark. You didn't know this?
No, if anyone expresses such ideas...
Mr. Sharma is calling. No, he has not. It's not an idea. It's not an idea. It's
a typical...
Well, you have a woman president of your party.
Mindset.
Okay, next caller. You have Mr. Sharma from Mumbai. Good evening, Mr. Sharma. 7 minutes on the debate. Mr. Sharma from Mumbai. Good evening. What's your question and who is it?
Good evening, Mr. Arnab. It is very wonderful to speak with you.
Thank you. Same here.
It is very shocking and surprising how public ministers behave like that. In our country, where we respect women, don't they have mother and sister?
Absolutely, I agree with you, Mr. Sharma. It's not a question, it's a comment. I agree with you wholeheartedly. From Bangalore, from Mumbai, we go to Bangalore. Meenakshi is on the line from Bangalore. Good evening, Meenakshi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Meenakshi.
Yeah.
My question is it by giving such a statement or such a comment to malign the image of the entire women of the country?
Yes, that's a question I'll put to Subramaniam Swamy. Do you think Subramaniam Swamy or Rahul Ishwar, you want to answer that? It's an attempt to malign the image of all women in the country? Subramaniam Swamy?
Who is maligning the image
Farooq Abdullah.
To malign the image of all men.
Farooq Abdullah.
I'm not, please. The men should be also treated. What about Farooq Abdullah? Why nobody is talking about men who are getting same sexual problems, harassment in the office, in the workplace?
1 minute.
38%, your own survey says. Where should these men go? Why there is no forum for them to complain?
Mohandas Pai has been HR director at Infosys. Maybe he can answer your question after the program. Mr. Jagida, I only like to tell you. Okay. Oh, you okay, Mr. Pai?
Arnab, in our sexual harassment policy, we made it gender neutral. We had 20% of men complaining against women. We had an inquiry. Yes. We took disciplinary action. And the sexual harassment is a harassment of an individual employee in the workplace. The great majority of people who harass are women, and that is a fact. Men are harassed to a smaller extent. It happens once in a while, and you have to protect them too. You have to be very equal as to the gender.
88% of women in India's information technology sector. Mr. Jagirda,
that means out of 5, 1 man is getting harassed in our own company. So it is a very big number. There is no forum.
It's not a big number.
And the new act says there is
not a big
that there is no protection for harassed men, in the society who are getting harassed in the workplace.
Okay.
We are also human.
You must understand when it comes. You must understand when it comes to gender laws in the CRPC, CPC, the he word includes she and the she words include he. So you can use the law to make sure that everybody is protected equally.
Now, one point you need to remember, 88% of women, 1 minute, 88% of women in India's BPO and IT sector have witnessed or experienced some form of workplace sexual harassment. Now, you need to think about that fact. You need to think about those facts. This is the sunrise sector in the country. Now, we're getting Saurav is on the line. Saurav, good evening. Yeah, Saurav is from Delhi. Yeah, Saurav.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Saurav.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to know that he said now he is afraid of talking with girls. It means earlier he was not hidden. इसका मतलब कि सेकंड लाइन सारे मर्दों को जेल भेज दो. मतलब होने का मतलब क्या होता है कि शराफत छोड़ देना, शरीफ लोग मर्द नहीं होते क्या? मतलब उनका कहने का मतलब ये है कि if he is a gentleman politician, why he said like this? Actually, he is a person who represents the medieval mindset of the politicians. Now they are unable to digest the change which is coming here in the country.
Saurabh,
and because of the media.
Saurabh, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Saurabh, can I ask you something?
Yeah, please.
How old are you, Saurabh?
I'm 45 years old.
You're 45 years old. By the standards of Indian politicians, you're an adolescent. But I just like to, on the other hand, I have another young man, Rahul Ishwar, who claims to speak on behalf of all men. So why doesn't he answer your question? Saurabh, 1 minute.
Okay,
1 second. Saurabh, stay on, please. Yeah. Rahul Ishwar, who represents the Indian man? Saurabh or you?
Yeah.
You're the one with the medieval mindset, he's saying tonight. People like you who are supporting Farooq Abdullah.
It is not a homogeneous entity, it is a diverse entity.
What diverse entity?
I am strongly pro-woman. We respect women for millenniums. But having said that, let us not be blind. There are many laws which are not gender neutral. They have been heavily biased against man. Let us understand and accept that. And I accept Farooq Abdullah has regretted a good point. Now let us not pursue the case further. He need not resign. See, there should be a limit. We should not, pursue it beyond a particular point of time. Spare Farooq Abdullah, because he has regretted.
No, what spare Farooq Abdullah? Don't try and make him a martyr.
Overdo it.
Okay, Saurabh, thanks for your call. Mohandas Pai responding. We're going to go to our next caller after Mohandas Pai's response.
Arnab,
yes, Mohandas Pai.
how many men have been burned for dowry? How many men have been raped in this country? I mean, Ishwar is totally wrong. Ishwar is totally wrong. Talking about women getting harassed. Come on. I mean, the laws are made for the weaker part, and the weaker part are women in society. Let's accept the reality. Not go on giving an excuse that men are getting harassed, the laws are not equal. Laws are very equal.
You see, what Farooq Abdullah was trying to do was that he was trying to become a hero, I think, in the minds of all those people who want to... don't you think, Kiran Bedi, that was his real attempt, that he wanted to emerge as a hero in the minds of all those people who are now saying that we will not recruit women if you are going to be so tough on sexual harassment. In fact, I think for Kiran Bedi that he was threatening all women. I think he was threatening, he's mildly threatening all women and women's activists that we are going to hit back. Kiran Bedi.
No, I think he said what was disturbing him. I think what was uppermost on his mind. and it is clearly a case of insecurity and being threatened. It's a clearly case of feeling a loss of control. I agree with the earlier discussions, and I think it's something like caught unaware and you asked to make a statement, like you do on the panel. You suddenly catch us all unaware and you get a statement out. I think this is what has happened with him. You've got to give him his due. It just surfaced as it was, and it has come from his within, because this is how they're feeling. They are feeling threatened. This is the first time, the way we've expanded the definition of sexual assault, sexual harassment, rape, I think it's no ordinary thing. They're not used to these definitions. It was earlier eve teasing and bail was a right.
We have one
now
last caller.
I think things have changed.
We have one last caller, that's Sachin, and Sachin is calling from Hyderabad, going across to 8 Indian cities on the News Hour tonight. Yes, Sachin.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening,
I'm
Sachin.
first of all very, very happy to talk to you, Arnab. You're one of my favorite anchors.
Thank you, Sachin.
And I'm really sad to see people like Farooq Abdullah and Rahul Ishwar, who are defending men. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry, for those people. Because these people are representing men. Why would a man need any, support? Because basically we know that women are the maximum, women are, you know what I want to say? Yeah. It is basically women who are harassed. These people are supporting men.
Well, I
have only one question.
Yeah.
Should Farooq Abdullah resign by himself, or should media and people force him to?
Well, I don't know. I think many of our viewers have said leave it to his conscience, because as was said by someone, beyond the courts of law, there is the court of your conscience. I think it was an observation made by one of our politicians today in the context of another case. We leave it to Farooq Abdullah's conscience, but one thing is there. It is time to change the Representation of People's Act in a manner that you don't have to leave it to a person's conscience. There should be a sense of fear if this kind of comment is made. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the News Hour tonight this evening.
This is Times Now, Super Prime Time. And the News Hour will be right back after the break.